Hi there. This is Dani Johnson from DaniJohnson.com. Hello from Honduras. I'm in Honduras right now, a part of something that I think is really a profound and amazing experience. I don't know if you ever saw the interview that I had done with Dominic Russo, but he is the founder and I believe the director of an organization that did an experience down here in Honduras just 3 years ago. It was called One Nation, One Day. They did one last year also in Dominican Republic. Hello, Uzma Noor and Tammy Zapier. Hello, Tammy Zapier. So good to see you here. Anyway, I did a press conference this morning. I also did an interview on Honduras's apparently their largest news network. And the messaging has gotten me thinking about you, also has me thinking about my family. And so I wanted to just take a couple of minutes right here from Honduras and have just a quick conversation. I just want to take a minute first and just say hello to some people who are tapping in. We've got Rachel Troyer, Michelle Hollenshed, hello from California, Stacy Rankins, Ebony Eyes, nice, Megan McCullum, Michelle Gatt, Patricia Funk, what a great name. Tina Vance Clark, hello Vance, how are you? So glad to see you here. And there's you're welcome for the articles. Yes, aloha for Enrique, good to see you. Okay, anyway, so as you're coming on, I'm in Honduras right now. Obviously, this is a Facebook Live video. I literally am in Honduras. In fact, let me show you my view from a hotel room. Let me get it to turn around. There we go. There's a pool down there. But yeah, this is Honduras. Obviously, it's really, really, the windows here in this hotel room are kind of cloudy. So, you know, it's been raining a lot down here. I haven't experienced the rain yet, but this is basically in the biggest city of all of Honduras. Anyway, the message, you are more. Okay, let's talk about that for a little bit because I'm down here I'm speaking tonight actually to a group of very powerful political and business leaders that are going to be here. And every time this kind of a thing happens for me, you know, I'm going to be brought to tears. So just to let you know, I am. Yeah, it's already come. Just even this morning, a part of a press conference because of a great work that was done here 3 years ago and then wanting to take it to a whole nother level and helping people to understand that they are more. And so when every time I get the chance to travel to a new country and to share my story, which is most oftentimes the reason why I'm invited into other countries is to share my story as well as to teach and to share how we have not only become multimillionaires and how we overcome all the statistics, right? I was the teen pregnancy. I grew up in the abusive home. I grew up on welfare. You know, there was often times where dinner was Wonder Bread and margarine with garlic salt on top because my stepfather, you know, and my mom made choices that you know, were not the best financial choices for the family. And if it wasn't for my grandmother on my stepfather's side, there were often times where there'd be no groceries at all. And drugs were rampant in our household. Drug dealers were rampant in our household. And there was a ton of violence and abuse. And so obviously today I'm talking about that part of my story. And the question always comes up, like, how did you go from being, you know, in a home with severe domestic violence, you know, so much verbal abuse and physical abuse? Come on, friend. I was grabbed by the throat and shoved up against walls to be cussed at and kicked across the room by a man who was 350 pounds, who wore a size 16. I mean, that's an enormous shoe. The level of violence in our household put my mother in the hospital many times, you know, in fact, knocked her teeth out of her mouth, you know, scarred her eye from, you know, being punched, you know, and even being in the hospital. I can remember this one particular experience. It wasn't the only time, but her being in the hospital because she was beaten so very terribly. And why? Because she didn't know she was more. She didn't know. And when you don't know you're more, then you also don't see your children as more. More than what? Well, in the case with my mom, she didn't know that she was more than a daughter. She was more than a mother. She was more than a wife. She was more than an influencer. And she didn't realize that who she had in her house. You know, she had 3 daughters in the house, which, you know, she didn't know We were more because she didn't know she was more. You see, how you see yourself really largely determines how you see others. In fact, it is how you see others. How you see me has so much to do with how you see you. How you see your children has to do with how you see you. How you see your spouse has to do with how you see you. It has everything to do with it, all of the core. Why? Because as a man or woman thinks, so is he. And so is our reality, because we create our reality based on how we think about ourselves. And so this press conference that we did today, and the television interviews and the interviews with the largest pastors in this entire country, which honestly, it is, wow, here it is again, God. Here is where you have me. It always shocks me. You know, even when I did the Oprah Winfrey interview or the Secret Millionaire taping for those 9 just crazy days, you know, every single time I've done hundreds and hundreds of interviews and press conferences. And every time I do it, I just go, really? Really? This is crazy that this is my life, because it's not supposed to be my life. And if it wasn't for the God that I serve, where would I be? Because I found my identity in him, my father, instead of my mother, and instead of the stepfather that raised me. And my identity isn't even in my earthly father, who I have an amazing relationship with, even though we had a rocky start and he didn't raise me. He gave me up for adoption. But I love my dad today. I absolutely love him with everything that is in me. And we have the most awesome relationship, better than anything I could have asked for, hoped for, or imagined. But this whole concept of you are more, which is why I'm here speaking tonight for, you know, the First Lady of Honduras and congressional people, governors, leaders, just leaders. In fact, the 500 most powerful leaders, apparently, in a certain sector of the country. And so I kind of felt like this, like I'm here in Honduras doing this. And yet we have these amazing people on Facebook, the most amazing people on earth, in my opinion. You, this community that gathers on this page, Dani Johnson Live. If I had to do it all over again, I would not have called it that, because I wouldn't want my name to be a part of that, because I think you represent so much more than a person. You represent a people who you've come into the understanding that you are more. You're more than just a husband. You are more than just a wife. You're more than a son or a daughter. You're more than a brother or a sister. You are more than a business person or an employee. You are more than a mother or a father. You are more than a human being. You are more. Do you understand the even concept? Do you understand the implications of understanding that you are more? Because when you do, you then step into this identity and understanding that you are more. You are called by something so much greater than you, that your identity is not wrapped up in your profession. Your identity isn't wrapped up in your kids. It's not wrapped up in your employees. It's not wrapped up in your business. It's not wrapped up in your bank account. You are more than a financial earner in the world. You are a chosen vessel for such a time as this. You are somebody. You're an overcomer. Listen to me. You're an overcomer. You were born to overcome, just as I was born to overcome. You were born to be a champion. You are born and called to something greater than where you are sitting right now, and greater than what you are doing right now. You are not called to status quo. You are not called to being the same as everybody else. You are not called to fit in with everybody else. You are not called to live the life of celebrity success. Don't fall into the trap of the facade of celebrity success, where you just live and sit on your golden toilet. Gosh, as one of the ministers in the United States of America, a female minister who's made just hundreds of millions of dollars from offerings from people and bought herself a gold toilet. I don't care how precious you think your butt is. It is not that precious. Listen to me. You're more than making money for the purpose of filling your belly to a 52-inch waist. You are more than making money so that you can buy expensive clothes. You are more than making money to buy expensive cars and live in the biggest house in the neighborhood that impresses everybody. You are more. And there is a world that needs you to understand that you are more than fitting in with the Joneses, who are broke and living a lie. You are more than your debt. You are more than your career. You are more. than the food that you have allowed to grip you and control you. You are more than the alcohol and the drugs that you've allowed to grip you and control you. You are more than the position, the title next to your name on your business card, even if you have one, whether that is pastor, evangelist, or CEO, or president, or founder. You are so much bigger than that. And your calling is bigger than that. The purpose for your life is bigger than that. So listen to me, friend. If someone like me could start off homeless, broken, beaten, abandoned, neglected, unloved, hated, I didn't fit in, who was a failure, who was overweight, who was stupid, because that's how I saw myself. I wore my identity of I am stupid. I wore the identity that I am nothing. I wore the identity that I will never succeed. And I am so grateful for that moment in time that my God said, you are more than this. This is not what I've called you to. I've not called you to drugs. I've not called you to illicit sex with people you don't even know their names. I have not called you to this place of having kids out of wedlock. I have not called you to this financial failure and being a homeless person. I did not call you to this place. But you are more. So if I could go from homeless and abused and neglected and unloved and hated and worthless and stupid to a millionaire inside of 2 years, to a multi-millionaire for the years past, tens of millions of dollars that I've made, and today using 100% of the profits that our business makes, 100% of the profits, I take no salary, I don't touch the profits, that 100% of those profits go to building houses for the extreme poor. I hate what I see. When I see successful people just building bigger houses for themselves. And for what purpose? Trying to impress themselves? Trying to live up to the standard of what the society has said success is? I did that. I bought that 6,000 square foot house, my husband and I. We bought the 4,000 square foot house. We bought the giant lifestyle with all the cars and the big jewelry and all the stuff. We did it all. But look, we are more than jewelry. We are more than houses. We are more than cars. We are more than being successful in other people's eyes. We are more. And the purpose is greater for us. So if I could use 100% of that profit for my business, because my husband's been very wise with making investments that take care of our needs, and we could use 100% of this very profitable business to building 1,000 homes for the extreme poor who suffer every day. The extreme poor who suffer with no clean water, who suffer with no food to feed their children, who suffer with no roof over their head to speak of, with no walls to protect them from what's outside. Because you are more, because we are more together, we can do greater things. We don't have to be the people who spend all we make. But we can be like the 13-year-old who knows he is more. This young man who was at Creating a Dynasty just a few days ago. Okay, we just came out of Creating a Dynasty 5 days ago. And this young man who had a passion and a desire, he caught the vision when he was at First Step Success in San Antonio. Check this out. 13 years old, little tiny 13-year-old, gorgeous as can be. He and his 8-year-old sister caught the vision and said, gosh, we want to build 3 houses this year for the extreme poor. Hello. Look at what are his options? How in the world is he going to come up with nearly $16,000 to build 3 houses for the extreme poor? He's 13. He has no full-time job. What kind of skills does he have at 13? What kind of abilities? Who does he know? But see, none of those things entered his head. Why? Because he is more. And he caught the vision at First Step Success that he is more. He caught the vision at that 3-day training seminar that his parents brought him to. The greatest thing his parents could have ever done for him, because vision got planted in him. He got to be reconciled with who he is and who he doesn't have to live up to be. But he caught this purpose. It's a rallying generation that catches purpose. I believe the next generation that is beneath us is catching that purpose. And here, with every excuse in the book. No money, no job, no skill, too young. Who's going to listen to him? I don't know how to do this. $16,000 is a crazy amount of money. But he doesn't let any of that stop him. Think about that. Why? Because he's more. You're more. What will you do because you are more? So what does he do? Yeah, he raised that $16,000 and he spurred a room of business people just 5 days ago. He inspired a room of 1,000 business people from all over the world. In fact, 41 people from Latvia, people from Germany, people from South America, South Africa, all over US, Canada, and Australia. Here, a 13-year-old was inspiring because of his knowing he's more. Because he set this crazy goal and had no way to make it happen. He inspired a room of people to give $500,000 in 30 minutes. 100 homes was built in 30 minutes, meaning the cash to go build the homes. It's only going to take a few months to build 100 homes. Only a few months. But that is what happens when you know that you are more than a husband or a wife. You are more than a daughter or a son, a brother or a sister, more than a mother or a father, more than a worker, than what your bank account says you are, that you are more. Yeah. Than stupid. You're more than your failures. That young man learned that he was more. And because of that, look, a 13-year-old's power to inspire a room. That some of those people in that room were triple his age, quadruple his age, 5 times his age. 5 times his age. And he inspired them. He moved them to action. Listen, friend. As I'm here in Honduras, I'm thinking of you. As I'm speaking my story to political leaders and business leaders and the most powerful church leaders in this country. And I'm sharing with them that story. I just was compelled to spend some time with you, saying the same message to you, and compelled to say, what can we do together when we come together? What power we have when we come out and leave behind our beliefs that were imparted into us, or our beliefs that we created all by ourselves that says I'm nothing. What would happen if you believed you were more? How would you walk that out? How would you live that out? And how would that impact those that are around you? I had people in my life that didn't believe they were more. And they didn't believe I was more also. And because they didn't believe I was more, I was badly abused and forsaken and left for nothing. But then I came to the understanding that with my God, I am more. That I was so important, you are so important to him, that he gave his only son to wash you and me clean of all of our sin, of all of our mistakes, because you are more and because I am more. That he gave us a guidebook to teach us business, to teach us how to be married, to teach us money and how to create generational wealth. He gave us opportunity all around us, gave us opportunity to fail and opportunity to succeed. That's why I love being with you, because you've come into the understanding and you're wanting to learn, you're wanting to grow, you're not wanting to stay the same, because there's a part of you that inside of you knows that you're more. There's a part of you that knows that what I'm currently doing in my work life, what I'm currently doing in my finances, what I'm currently doing in my family as a spouse, as a parent, or as a single person, what I'm currently doing with my physical body is not where I should be. But I am more, and I'm going to make the commitment to learning what I need to know on how to succeed financially, learning what I need to know how to succeed spiritually, learning to know how to succeed in business or as an entrepreneur or in my career, learning how and what I need to know to be a better spouse, to be a better leader, to influence my family to greatness, to be a better parent, to be a better coworker, to be a better co-laborer, to be a better community person, an extended family member, to be a better, healthier person, so I can live longer and influence the 5 or the 20 or the 5,000 or the 5 million that you're influencing. I challenge you, no matter what stage of life you're in, to think you are others to believe and show them the way on how they are more. With that, we can change one family at a time, one city at a time, town, borough, one company, one nation at a time. Things will change if we choose to think and help others, more importantly, to think and know that they are more. I've really enjoyed talking with you today. God bless. I'm going to post some pictures from the press conference and some of the things that are going on today. Stay posted. God bless you. I believe in you. We, all of us at Destiny Global, DaniJohnson.com, we all believe in you. We are for you, which is why we have that free website available for you with all that free content, all those articles that come out every single day, 5 days a week at least, to your inbox, the daily fix that we're writing to you every day to inspire you that you are more, that you are a champion, that you are called, that there is a purpose for your life, and it's not your past, but it is to turn your past into a mission of spreading the message of how you can change. This is why we believe in you and we are for you, which is why that daily television show is. You have access to things to help you, not to mention an entire library on our website. Is it War on Debt? Are you ready to be more financially? They get War on Debt or the debt elimination program, the financial independence system. If you believe you are more, then hello, there's so many tools. The free book, First Steps to Wealth. If you want to be more spiritually, you've got Spirit-Driven Success, audios and books. If you want to be more as a parent, you've got Grooming the Next Gen. It's time to pick those tools up, use those tools every single day, and train yourself to be a champion as a mother, as a father, as a parent, as a worker, as a human, as a son or a daughter. It's time to do what it takes to get yourself there. And again, that's why that site is there. That's why all that free content is there, is because we believe you are more, and we want to do what we can to help change your world, for you to define success for you. All right? All right. God bless you, and I'll talk to you.